Hello there, my name is Dorothy Pang and I provide microneedling services in South San Francisco, California. And today I want to ask you a question. Want smoother skin, fewer wrinkles, and a natural glow without harsh chemicals or downtime? I'm Dorothy Pang, and in this video, I'm sharing the top 5 reasons for microneedling and how it just might become your new skincare obsession. Stick around to the end and find out how you can try it yourself with a free consult. Reason number 1 to try microneedling: it boosts collagen production. So unfortunately, as we get older, our skin slows down just like everything else in our body, and it doesn't reproduce as quickly. The cells in our skin don't divide as quickly, and that means that the layer of skin that we have visible gets thinner. And when we have thinner skin, that means that you can show fine wrinkles more easily, you can show folds more easily, you might have some creping that might happen more easily, because thinner skin just doesn't lay as smoothly as thicker skin. We have this idea that maybe, thick skin doesn't sound really amazing, but actually it lays very beautifully and it doesn't wrinkle, it resists folding. So what we want is thicker skin because that's going to look better. Now, when we get microneedling, it causes very controlled micro damage to the surface of the skin, and your body responds to that by enhancing blood flow and enhancing collagen production in the area. So when you get microneedling, there is more collagen. It's scientifically proven that you get up to 40% more collagen after a microneedling session, and that typically is going to be very visible if you have skin that is older than in your 20s, because unfortunately the skin starts to thin, but especially visibly changing beginning in the 40s. So reason number 1, boost collagen production. And reason number 2 is it reduces fine lines and wrinkles. So how does microneedling reduce fine lines and wrinkles? Like I was explaining, when you have a thicker skin, it doesn't show wrinkles as easily. So let's say compare to a bed sheet. Bed sheets can get wrinkled, right? But if you have a comforter, a thicker layer of something, it doesn't wrinkle very easily. The fine wrinkles are going to show in a bed sheet, but they're not really going to show in a comforter. And so that's kind of the difference when you have a thicker skin versus a thinner skin. Unfortunately, as we age, the skin gets thinner, but we can plump it up a little bit with microneedling, and that makes it more resistant to folding, and it means that fine wrinkles can disappear because they get filled in when the collagen is a little bit thicker, makes the skin thicker. Reason number 3, it improves skin tone and texture. So microneedling can make thinner skin thicker, but it can also even out the appearance of the skin. It can even out colors that are uneven, which kind of makes sense, but it can also even out uneven textures in the skin. So that can happen for different reasons. Sometimes there's acne scarring or something like that that leaves the surface of the skin kind of bumpy, and microneedling actually can even out, yes, the coloration of skin that's uneven, but also if the skin is too textured, it'll smooth out that texture with repeated treatments. So there's many aspects to the improvement that one can see when pursuing microneedling. Reason number 4, it enhances product absorption. So when I do microneedling in my office after your treatment, I apply a layer of vegan stem cell because the skin has increased surface area, which means it absorbs a lot more of the product that we put on, and stem cells are just so good for enhancing just skin production. It's an optimal time to put on a little bit of vegan stem cell after a microneedling treatment. But also if you have some great hydrators, things like that, it's a really great time to use those. Anything super special for the skin, it's very beneficial to apply those after microneedling treatment because the surface of the skin, there's much more of it because of the tiny micro damage, and so product absorption is much greater after microneedling. Caveat, you don't want to use anything too strong because you wouldn't want to potentially irritate your skin, but it's a great time for something like a gentle stem cell, something like that, or an extra hyaluronic, all great things to do after microneedling for most people. Reason number 5, microneedling is safe and effective with minimal downtime. So microneedling is amazing because there's not a lot of suffering after. some procedures might be a little rougher, where you would have some swelling afterwards or a lot of redness, or you wouldn't really want to go to work for a day or 2 or 3 after, because people are going to see your face and they're going to think that you've got some work done. But with microneedling, typically the downtime is very minimal. You might have a little bit of redness for the day of, but typically for most people, by the next day, they're back to normal. So it's very minimal downtime, it's minimally invasive, so the side effects are minimal for microneedling, but the results are typically very natural and visible. And so who's microneedling great for? It's good for anyone who's looking to age gracefully. The results you get with microneedling are very natural. They're typically noticeable, but not in a, oh, you had surgery kind of way, right? So the skin might look a little lifted, might look a little smoother, might look less wrinkly, but it doesn't look frozen. It doesn't look not like you anymore. It still looks like you, but maybe a little bit glowier. And so if you're curious if microneedling might be good for you, feel free to contact me and we can talk about it. You can also book a consultation. We can talk in person. But you know, there are a lot of benefits to microneedling. So if you're curious, I really encourage you to give it a try. There's minimal downtime, minimal side effects, super safe procedure, very clean. Each treatment, there's a new treatment head. So there's no, cross infection. The device I use has anti-backflow technology. So super safe. I encourage you to give it a try. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave a comment, contact me. I would love to hear your questions and answer them. And once again, this is Dorothy Pang, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you soon for a microneedling session. Bye for now.